ninjas, Donald right here, and welcome to my review of Mutant Gangland. This episode was quite thrilling, what with our new villain's motives and our hero's familial conflicts. Before we get into all that though, I definitely want to give some love to the mighty Mutanimals because they were awesome. They're always great to watch in action because of their group dynamics. And yo, new face Mondo Gecko, hasn't it been a while?
Hey, we're a team and we cover each other's mistakes. We'll get them back.
And Leo was a very fair leader, I think, considering that he accepted Raph's apology without hesitation or hard feelings. At least in my opinion, that is the hallmark of true maturity. And we are also going to talk about turtles with open minds and positive attitudes. Mikey would be right there with them, but not this time. He didn't do anything to push Raph away, but seeing as he has that big heart, I was hoping he would do more to bring Raph back.
Wow! That turned out so much better than expected.
Speaking of surprisingly unempathetic turtles, Donatello is right there with Mikey. Now, Donnie's usually a level-headed, mature, and fair turtle, so I wasn't expecting that sassy side of his. I would like to see that more often though, but I guess a villain next time rather than his own brother. Now, I want to mention, Don calling someone a baby, definitely not the end of the world. However, just imagine a Donatello with unchecked aggression and rage. He's basically Orokusaki then, except with a vast intellect, so a very, very bad villain. Now Donatello is very far from that, but it's still a good lesson for him to learn.
I blew it. I let him right into a trap.
I don't understand why Raph thought that his brothers were too soft, considering that their team has taken care of every villain so far. I do appreciate though that he is a passionate warrior, so of course he wants to train hard and fight well. Apparently though, he is too short-sighted to understand the benefits of training for one thing. I mean, you might want to practice moves in the dojo before you put them to test on the battlefield. And what if you injure one of your brothers and then they have to sit out a mission where you really need them? But the most important take home for Raphael was how much he needs his family. Actually, Raph is not a great fighter if Leo isn't calling the traps before they're sprung, and Mikey isn't pulling those jokes, and Donatello isn't giving them all gadgets to use. So yeah, Raph needs his brothers just as much as they need him.
For our time in this world is limited, and how terrible it would be to have unresolved anger for one another.
Master Splinter certainly tried to impart wisdom regarding the impermanence of life, but considering that these turtles are still rather young, it might have been a little dark for that episode. Therefore, the lighthearted turn of events. However, Splinter still successfully taught his sons how to handle their own disputes and mature without him, which is pretty important, especially in the long run. I was surprised though that he didn't bring Saki and their past into this, because we do understand that the Shredder came to be because Saki absolutely hates Yoshi due to their troubled past. Maybe though this is a lesson to bring in the future.
We're not going anywhere, 'cause we're human. It's you monsters who don't belong.
Don Vizioso, our new villain, brought New York's Mafia to play, which is actually really exciting and refreshing. We did not actually see Vizioso's vision for New York City, but he is still very despicable with his no mutants idea. Now he believes mutants are beneath him. They have no rights or feelings, so he can slaughter and dissect them any way he'd like. It's actually really disgusting how he referred to Leonardo as it. The very humble and noble Leonardo and it. He has a term for these guys, muties, to take away their power and belittle them, but I do appreciate the relevance of the prejudice he holds against mutants. And I will say, not to get political, it's just annoying that there's no right way to be a person these days. Like your age, your gender, sexual orientation, your race, your class. Ugh. It's so frustrating. Why can't we just be ourselves? Okay, That's all I'm gonna say about that, but as you can tell, I definitely appreciate what the writers were trying to do in this episode. That's it for me here, everybody. I do have the question of the day for you, of course. What do you think happened to Pigeon Pete? Please comment down below on your thoughts, and as always, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel.